I was a junior and he was a senior in high school. And I knew that he was about to go off to school, and everyone told me not to date him because long distance never really works out. But I did. I wanted to try it and see how it would be. And he went to school in Kansas. And I think that's when I knew that I loved him.
When I moved away from home my first time to college, it was 12 hours to Kansas where I was going to school at. And she came out with my parents. It was kind of an emotional time for everybody. But I think Callie was probably by far and away the most emotional. And I think my mom even commented, she must really love you because she's cried, the first 5 hours of the trip back home.
I rode out with his parents and I cried the entire 15-hour drive home, and I just kept thinking, all I want to do is see him and be with him. I hate that I can't see him in person and hold his hand and give him a hug, and I really thought then, I don't ever want him out of my life. I loved him and I wanted to be with him for forever.
That was when I first knew I guess I loved Callie, was on, we enjoyed that trip out there so much, and to see how much she cared for me on the trip back, how much she missed me, and I missed her as well. So that's when I first knew I loved Callie. Callie was pretty vocal that she wanted to get married, and it wasn't a matter of I wanted to get married too. It was a matter of I was still in graduate school. We had pretty limited finances as well. I remember her scrolling through social media and she would always tell me, XYZ is getting married.
I had been giving Corey heck about proposing for almost a year, probably. And so at Christmas, so many people got engaged, and I remember telling him, look, this person got engaged and they haven't even been dating for a year yet. We are almost at the 5-year mark. We should be engaged.
But it was never a question in my mind of, if I wanted to marry Callie or not. It was a question of finding the right time and saving enough money for a ring that she deserved and kind of a lifestyle that we wanted to live as well. And I came home from Christmas break and of course asked her father if I asked his blessing. And we built a new facility, a working facility for cattle and a tractor shed. And we were going to decorate the inside of it. I had, I think, a piece of plywood with some lights on it.
Corey had called me that morning and said, hey, be ready around 3:30. We're gonna go eat dinner at this barbecue place outside of town. And I was like, well, that's kind of early for dinner, but whatever.
I think I told Callie that we were, going out to dinner with my parents that night. I remember I kind of told her sister, make sure, she would dress in something that she'd like to get several pictures made. And I remember her sister, calling me right beforehand and saying she's wearing a t-shirt that says something about forehead kisses or something like that. So she had to, say, her sister Janie had to kind of talk her out of that in a different wardrobe because I didn't think she would appreciate having her engagement pictures in that.
I put on this outfit. I was like, well, it's barbecue. I can just be super casual. So I put on this outfit and some sneakers, and I was good to go. And my sister was like, you cannot wear that. And so when Corey got to the house, I said, hey, okay, does this look okay for dinner tonight? And he had never told me to go change, and he did that night. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe he doesn't like what I'm wearing. This never happens. So I go back inside, and Janie helped me find a sweater and some cowboy boots.
When we got to my parents' home before we were going to go out to dinner with them, I said, hey, do you want to walk down there and see my dad's new tractor shed? And so we did. Even on the way down there, she jokingly said, are you going to ask me to marry you?
We walked through, and as he opened the back door, to the barn. He was like, this is where the tractors are gonna go. And then he just kind of faded off.
Walked in the tractor shed and had the light set up, and she finally realized what was happening.
And I started looking around, and I saw in the side, at the one side of the barn, there was a huge sign that said, "Marry me," in Christmas lights. There's no question marks. I feel like he was just telling me at that point, marry him. I've done asked him so many times. So there were candles and ferns and these cute little benches with quilts that his grandmother had made. And I remember I dropped to my knees before he ever could get down on one knee because I was so shocked. And so he called me over there to him because I just went down in the doorway. And he called me over there to him and had this huge grin on his face. And he got down on one knee, and I think he asked me to marry him. I don't really remember, and I think that I said yes. All I could remember was I was crying and I was so happy. And he pulled out this gorgeous ring and put it on my finger. And then we stood up and I was like, this is not real. Like, it felt so surreal. It was just a really sweet time. And I remember we went home that night and we're looking through all the Facebook and Instagram well wishes, and it was just a really sweet night. I don't think I went to bed until like 1 o'clock that morning because I was just so excited. I couldn't believe that he had finally asked me to marry him.
Corey, before your bride is presented, I know it's been a long day already for you. I know it may seem really, really excruciating to even wait 2 more minutes. But let me remind you, okay, of something that's really important. In the book of Hebrews, he reminds us to fix our eyes on Jesus, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame. What was the joy set before Jesus, Corey? What didn't he have? He had glory, he had holiness. He experienced a perfect relationship with the Trinity. What was he beholding as he climbed on that wooden cross? You. He was beholding you, Corey. In this very next moment, Corey, you will know what it is for Jesus to see you. Turn and behold your bride.
Oh, you look so good. Let me see your dress.
Do you like it?
Yes, it's very pretty. Have you had a good day? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Been very good. But now you look very good.
You like it?
I love your dress.
Like my belt?
Your veil? Yeah.
And my earrings?
Mm-hmm. Where's your... Looks very good. Like your jewelry. So it's been good so far.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you.
You look very good. That's what.
Same belt. Getting older.
Where did you get your veil from?
The same place as my dress.
So we're ready to do pose pictures, or looking at each other's eyes, or?
Corey and Callie, as you prepared for this day, God has also prepared your hearts for each other. God tells us in Matthew, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this reason man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they're no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate. So as you begin your journey together as husband and wife, never neglect the significance of this day. Because what you're doing is doing very much more than just sharing vows with each other. It's a commitment to each other. It's a commitment to absolute faithfulness. A commitment to mutual submission.
Callie, I vow to love you unconditionally through the good times and the bad times, when we're on the mountaintops or the valleys. I promise I'll always be there for you, no matter the circumstances. I'm committed to never being too busy for you, no matter what we're doing, what my career entails, or what needs done around the farm. I'm committed to always making time for you, and I'm always going to have a set of ears to listen to your needs. I vow to be slow to anger about your incredible indecisiveness about food, fashion, furniture, and so forth, and hold back my words when you do make that decision and decide to take that item back to the store. I promise to have God as the focal point in our relationship and lead our family in the way it intended to be led. I promise to always attempt to do right by you and make the decisions that will bring a blessing on our family and our relationship. I vow to always be committed to you and refine our practices in this marriage and make it a blessing for us and a marriage that's built for the long haul. And most of all, I vow to love you every day, no matter the circumstances, and treat you like the woman you deserve to be treated. I love you.
Corey, I stand before you today, eager to become your wife and partner. From this day forward, I promise to love, honor, and respect you as my husband and the leader of our family. I vow to never stop encouraging you to be the man God has called you to be. I promise to hold your hand in times of joy and in times of sorrow. I promise to keep Christ at the center of our marriage and to let Him guide each step we take, knowing we can do nothing without Him. I share your dreams and your goals just as you share in mine. I commit to never living inside the city limits again. And I vow to always tell you how great the yard looks after it's freshly mowed. I promise to be in the stands at every possible livestock show you judge, and to stick up for you when the mom sitting in front of me thinks she placed the class wrong. I vow to love you on Iron Bowl Saturday and every other day of the year. You are my best friend, and today I choose to love and serve you for all the days of my life. I love you.
Corey has always encouraged me, and I think that's really one of the things I love about him the most. And so he supports all my dreams, and he has always told me not to settle. Like, you can do better than that, even in school. You can make better on that test. You need to get off the phone with me so you can go study. I don't know, just knowing that he's always going to be there to encourage me after a bad day, a long week. I'm so excited to just spend my life with him and have him be the father of my kids and get to come home to him every day. I don't know, it just makes me so excited.
What I look most forward to marriage or spending the rest of my life with Callie is, she's someone that's, beautiful inside and out, one that has such a care for people. I've never met someone that, cared for other people so much, was willing to give and do so much. I guess most importantly to me, she's beautiful inside and out, but she's a godly woman. She's someone that the Holy Spirit lives with inside. I think she's someone that's one day going to be a fabulous mother to, my children, and be someone that is certainly going to uphold me to a high standard as well. So that's some things I look forward to marriage with Callie.